Hey, what's up? I'm Rashad.
Madison.
Miss Marvel, episode 6, No Normal. Spoiler review, got to talk about the thing. What did you think about the episode?
It was alright. I feel like it could have been, I don't say it could have been better because I think that's the best they could do for this series.
What do you mean by that?
But personally, I think the episode before this was better than this episode.
Yeah, I can concur. Episode number 5 was the standout episode. And I think we're going to tell you why you like episode 5 more than 6.
Because it wasn't Kamala in it much.
Oh, my God. Nah, that's not what I wasn't going to say that.
No, I don't think I really like Kamala much as a character. I think that might be it, why I didn't like this series. Because, like, how she is.
What do you mean? A teenager?
Oh, yeah, that might be it. Never mind. I just hate how, like, Disney, this is basically Disney, not Marvel to me still. I just hate how Disney portrays, like, teenagers. Just annoying. It's not very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and the ironic thing is, for a lot of the, how can I say this? A lot of the people who are already adults, like I watched a couple of people who did reviews and stuff, and they really, like, love Kamala's portrayal as, like, this coming-of-age teenage story, and I feel you. It has become, like, a very... Of course, it's a trope used all the time for storytelling, but to me, I feel like... So this is aside from the cultural stuff. I like all that stuff. The inclusion of all that, that's very cool. I like how they're exposing people to something that they've probably never seen and or heard of before in a very well packaged way. Because some of the stuff I felt they should have leaned into even more, but they kind of rein it in so it can be more palatable. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? I totally understand there has to be some sort of balance between the MCU stuff, the cultural stuff, the coming of age story. So they had so thematically and just from a storytelling perspective, they had a lot of ground to cover. So I give them props for even writing this in a way that makes sense. Because it could have been a jumbled mess, but it wasn't. Like, it made sense. However, the aspect that was really faltering for me was the coming-of-age story of it. Kind of like you, like, I guess the whole, they really Disney-fied it up a little too much for me. Because the only comparison we have is going to be SpiderMan. And the way they portrayed SpiderMan, he felt just a little more, how can I say?
Mature.
Not even mature.
It was more mature to me.
Like, I just felt like Spider-Man was, and it's kind of unfair to say, like, he was just more competent. Because, I mean, essentially, he had a 6 month, you know, he had a 6 month head start.
But Civil War, right?
Yeah, because before Civil War, he was doing it and all that good stuff. Like, but still, to me, just as a teen, like, the way that they positioned him, it just felt more... I don't know. I can't say realistic because it's all fantasy, but it felt more. I don't know. Either way, Kamala, and the aspects that of the story that were really he just skedaddled. The aspects of the story that was really strong for me was the familiar aspects. The MVP of the series to me is the dad, not because I'm a dad.
I like the dad,
but like he was really showed the concern of a child who is going through this sort of phase in their life, which, I mean, I can concur because not you, but your older daughter as, like, you know, how much, your older sister, like, how much do I let go? How much do I rein in? How much should I give you freedom? How much should I be watching over you? Like, there's that whole struggle and tension that he's dealing with as a parental figure that I really I appreciated that part of it. I wish it was more of that. Of course, they did a lot of it with the mom and all that because, you know, that's really was the core of that arc. And I wish it wouldn't have ended in episode 5. I wish it would have ended in episode 6, just so we can have more of that. Because that was, to me, like, that was like the better storyline. When they went to Pakistan, like, that was like, for me, that was like, yo, this is really good. When they wraps it up in one episode, I was like, man, this is already over? Now we got to go back to Jersey. All right, so getting to the meat of the episode. Department of Damage Control and Officer Deaver is really the issue because, of course, she plays the racist Karen of the show, like I said early on, and she is really leaning very heavily into snatching up these kids when the wrong people get superpowers. I was like, ugh, that's what we on today. So okay, so whole setup is funny, and it's also odd because again, having the writers who are also practicing Muslims as well, making some of the choices that they did. Like the first choice was to have Kamran and Bruno go to the mosque. You know what I'm saying? Just so they can have the second altercation between DODC and the people at the mosque, which for me was like, ugh, like why would you have the white boy take him there? And this is sort of like the dissonance between white people and not being, even though he's around their culture a lot, he didn't have the wherewithal to say, hey, maybe taking you to the mosque out of all places isn't the right thing to do right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's what came to my mind. And then secondly, taking them to the high school was like the only option. Because the only thing that came out of taking them to the mosque was the gag, was the beginning scene when they disrespected the mosque again, everybody having their ID out. Two gags, one about the chocolate chip cookies and Nakia having a boyfriend, and then them having the hats. And like that was like, I don't know if that was worth all of that.
Wasn't.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, so those are some, like, for me, it just as like for storytelling wise, like some of the stories, like, y'all could have just not did that, and it would have been, we could have had a even more of a setup for them at the high school. Then we could have had them bumping into to Zoe, doing her little TikToks while she was there. I'm saying it could have felt way more natural. We could have had a conversation with dad and mom talking to her older brother. What's her older brother's name? You remember?
Amir.
Yeah, talking to Amir about watching out for her, his little sister. Like we could have had those like actual character moments with the characters that we actually care about. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of those like smaller things. To me, I was like, man, like all right, yo, I'm just gonna go along with it. I see, like this is gonna be the episode. What else did you like about the episode?
I like the whole little, like, the dad telling her what her name means and all that, and, like, on the roof scene.
Again, I told you, like, the real heartwarming character moments are, like, the best, like, the familiar moments were the best thing about this whole series, to me. I also liked, I even liked the whole setup with the high school, and, again, we going back to what made this series really, really good was when they did the more comic booky stuff. Like she was writing on the chalkboard, and we see the plan. It has like the whole comic book esque look, like from like the first episode when she had the plan to go to the AdventureCon. Like all of that to me was like really, I like that. Even like the whole scene when they was going up against the DODC agents and all that. Like
I thought the whole little bomb with the music was. I found that pretty funny.
Yeah, like all that stuff was fun. I appreciate all that. Kamran, I like, again, maybe if this was like 7 episodes or 8 episodes, we could have actually flushed out Kamran's feelings and emotions about his mom a little bit better. Also, like his actual powers and why he couldn't control them.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see more about him with powers and stuff.
Yeah, because that part to me was like, man, it just feels rushed.
Or like have like a little episode after with him and like a little red dagger guy, see what they did.
Yeah, because they got some things to talk about. Possibly, of course, if there's a season 2 of this, he could possibly be helping the Red Daggers or join them, in a very ironic way, seeing how they were trying to kill him. I did like how they use Zoe's popularity to get people to come to and see how dirty the government was towards them. Like that was a smart play. Even how they set that up earlier on in the season, it didn't just like it actually did something. It went somewhere with that story. So I appreciate that too. Even how she started to come around and appreciate Kamala because Kamala did save her life. That would get you to change your mind about somebody. Also, DLDC has a lot of tech from basically the first Incredible Hulk. Those little repulsor things, like those are from the first Incredible Hulk. Even the cops took Kamalas out. That was cute.
Karen, she got fired.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Because she wasn't even supposed to do it in the first place.
Nah, she was like, yo, get him. And they did a bad job.
Very bad job.
Very bad job. At the end of the episode, when Bruno has Conran's car and he's running around and they pull up, when he pulls up and Kamala's there, she's like, hey, I look back at your DNA because your brother was like wanting to know if he had a gene too. And he said, your genes are different from everybody else's. It's like you have a mutation. And then they played the X-Men animated series motif. Did you notice that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they played the motif from the X-Men animated series. So they're already linking Kamala, mutation, mutants, X-Men are firmly on the way. All right, that's like major. That's the thing I got most excited about, and that should not be like the episode should make me excited, not the fact that I know X-Men are coming. Like that's like yo, like. And then I was like, well, I guess we're not getting Captain Marvel, but then it was a post credit, and this weird thing with the Bengal happens. She goes another dimension, swaps, boom, we get good old Carol Danvers with a fresh new haircut too. We'll see Ms. Marvel in the Marvels next year. So that was this series, and for me, this season has been very, very uneven. I mean, I do appreciate what they were going for, but I only really, really loved one episode, and that was episode 5. Like that was the standout episode. If we could have had, I don't know, 3 episodes in Pakistan, like I would have been there for it and just fully flesh out the clandestines more. Had like real conversation with the Red Daggers, have like interaction with her cousins. They could have talked about how she's just like the goofy Pakistani American. Like we could have had it could have been a whole thing. But yeah, this is the route they went, and I got respect them for that. But yeah, it would have been dope. Yeah, that's all I really have. You got anything else?
Nope.
All right, well, we will see you all next time. Man, what is next time? Next time is She-Hulk. You gonna watch She-Hulk? She-Hulk comes like mid-August. She's gonna watch it. Yeah, you're gonna watch it with me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.